It wasn't just a donation, it was a statement. Quiet, but meant to echo across generations. In a world where aid is often loud and conditional, something different happened in Burkina Faso. CIMAF, an African company, delivered truckloads of cement. No fanfare, no Western leaders, just action. This act carried a weight far heavier than the 500 tons of cement it represented. It was a message of solidarity, a declaration of independence written in the dust that will build the nation's future. This wasn't charity as the West defines it. It was partnership. One African entity saying, "We see you. Your strength is our strength." For decades, Africa has been told it needs saving by outsiders. This quiet act challenges that narrative. It suggests Africa's solutions can be found within Africa itself. Imagine trucks rolling across the Sahel, not with weapons, but with the potential for schools, clinics, and roads. Each bag of cement was a silent promise. A new classroom, a sturdy clinic, a bridge to connect the isolated. This is about dignity, about building a nation on its own terms, with support from its continental family. The silence of the donation was its most powerful feature, a quiet confidence needing no external validation. The world expects stories of poverty and dependency from Africa. This act tells a different story. It's a story of agency, self-reliance, and a continent writing its own destiny. It resonates with millions of young Africans ready for a new script, one where they are the heroes and builders. This single act by CIMAF in Burkina Faso is a chapter in a new, unfolding epic. It's a statement. The future of Africa will be built by Africans. No need for a Western narrator. This story speaks for itself. The echo of this act will be felt for generations. It's a foundation for a new era. Let's break down what happened, because the details matter. CIMAF pledged a donation worth 100 million FCFA, not as a check but as cement. 500 tons delivered, another 500 on the way. That's 10,000 bags now, 10,000 more coming. 1,000 tons in total. This isn't food aid that spoils or cash lost in bureaucracy. It's a building block for the nation. The cement will support Burkina Faso's national effort, especially the volunteers for the defense of the homeland. It's for infrastructure in areas reclaimed from insurgents, a direct injection of strength. This is not a token gesture. It's a serious investment in stability. CIMAF is saying, "We believe in your path, and we're putting our resources behind you." Unlike IMF loans with strings attached, this donation comes with one implicit condition: build a stronger, more sovereign Burkina Faso. The phased delivery shows commitment to a process, not just a one-off event. It allows authorities to plan and use the materials effectively, a partnership in action. This isn't about dropping aid and leaving. It's about walking alongside a neighbor, helping carry the load. The numbers are clear: 100 million FCFA, 1,000 tons. But the message is clearer. Africa is rising, learning to rely on itself. This is partnership, not dependency. It's a new model for African development. Why cement? Because cement is never just cement. It's the foundation of something lasting. By donating cement, CIMAF is providing the material to lay a new foundation for Burkina Faso: sovereignty, resilience, self-determination. This is a political message disguised as corporate goodwill, a rejection of neo-colonial aid cycles. Western aid often comes with strings. This bag of cement comes with none. It's a gesture of solidarity. Your fight is our fight. The cement will build security posts, clinics, and schools, not luxury villas for outsiders. Every structure built is a monument to African cooperation. This act promotes a new philosophy: unite and build. The symbolism is potent, cementing a new era of Pan-African unity. The real gift isn't the powder, it's the belief in Burkina Faso's ability to use it to forge its own path. This is not a handout, it's a hand up. The message: here are the tools, go and build the nation you envision. The dynamic shifts from passive recipient to active creator. This is the kind of aid that truly builds nations. To understand this donation's significance, you need to know what's happening in Burkina Faso. Under Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the country is fighting for its soul, embracing self-reliance and sovereignty. Traoré's government rose on frustration with failed foreign solutions and over-reliance on France. The doctrine, Burkinabe solutions for Burkinabe problems. French troops were ordered out, French media suspended, and new alliances formed with Russia and African neighbors. The government launched the agri-sovereignty offensive and empowered citizen militias. This is a popular movement, not just a government initiative. The spirit of Thomas Sankara is reborn. CIMAF's donation is a vote of confidence in this ideology, a signal that Pan-African support is real. It provides not just material resources, but political and moral legitimacy. Who is CIMAF? A Moroccan-owned cement giant present in over a dozen African countries. Their model: invest in Africa, build in Africa, hire Africans. This isn't a Western multinational extracting resources. It's an African company reinvesting in the continent. Their slogan: building Africa together. Supporting Burkina Faso now is strategic foresight. While Western entities pull back, CIMAF leans in, aligning with Africa's new wave of sovereignty. Morocco's foreign policy is clear: South-South cooperation, not North-South dependency. This is economic diplomacy, good business and good politics. A stable Burkina Faso is a better market for cement. CIMAF is investing in its own future by investing in Africa's. Their support is a bet on the continent's future, and it's a smart one. Notice what you haven't heard. No headlines on CNN, BBC, or France 24. A major Pan-African company supports a sovereign nation, and Western media is silent. This silence is deliberate, a story that doesn't fit their narrative of African dependency. It's an inconvenient truth. Africans solving African problems, moving on without the West. France's silence is even louder. Its influence in Burkina Faso has collapsed. Acknowledging CIMAF's donation would validate the government that rejected them. The media blackout reveals bias. Gatekeepers shaping global perceptions. But in the age of social media, the truth gets out. Africans are telling their own stories, sharing this act of sovereignty across the continent. The spirit of Pan-Africanism is spreading, despite attempts to silence it. The old narrative is fading. A new one is being written, by Africans, for Africans. How do the people of Burkina Faso feel? For them, this is hope made tangible. After years of abandonment by international partners, an African brother's solidarity is deeply moving. On social media and radio, the sentiment is overwhelmingly positive. People see proof that their government's bold stance is working. This is what brotherhood looks like. Not lectures, but concrete help, one comment reads. The donation directly supports the volunteers for the defense of the homeland, boosting morale and security. The fight against insurgents has displaced millions. This cement helps reclaim land and rebuild lives. It's a practical gift that meets a critical need, understood from the capital to the remotest village. This act rebuilds trust, not just in government, but in the idea of a united Africa. Pan-Africanism becomes real, not just an ideal. It's a lesson in unity for a generation raised on stories of division. A new story is possible, and it's being lived. The impact goes beyond Burkina Faso. This is a blueprint for the continent. For decades, development meant dependency on the IMF, World Bank, or Western capitals. CIMAF's donation offers an alternative look to your neighbor. Look within Africa. The resources and will to build a new Africa exist here. Imagine if other African giants, banks, tech firms, mining companies followed suit. This could rewire the continent's economic and political map, making Africa less vulnerable to external pressure. The CIMAF model is the antithesis of debt-driven aid. It's a gift, not a loan. If more nations pursue South-South cooperation, Western leverage will diminish. This is about building a positive alternative, not just rejecting the West. It's an Africa where wealth is reinvested on the continent, confident and in control. This donation is a cornerstone for a new continental architecture. The quiet revolution is being televised by Africans themselves. The real impact of this donation is ideological. It's about changing mindsets. For generations, Africa was told it couldn't govern itself, that progress meant dependency. This act of solidarity is a blow to that colonial mindset. The message: African agency is real. CIMAF, an African actor, made a sovereign choice to support Burkina Faso, bypassing old colonial centers. We will decide our friends. We will write our own story. The question is no longer, what will the West do, but what will Africans do to build Africa? The cement is for breaking invisible chains of dependency, building a new consciousness. This is what old powers fear most, an Africa that believes in itself. The story is a symbol of ideological awakening, a new Pan-African identity. The foundation being laid is not just physical, it's mental and cultural. Africa is becoming the subject, not the object of its own story. We return to where we started. A quiet donation of cement, felt deeply across a continent. It was a message. We are in this together. A rejection of old, condescending aid and crippling debt. A step toward a future defined by partnership and mutual respect among African nations. This story is bigger than CIMAF or Burkina Faso. It's the story of a continent at a crossroads. A new generation is rising, building economies, securing nations, and telling their own stories. The journey is long, but the first step has been taken. The foundation is being laid. Acts like CIMAF's donation are signs of a great transformation. The dream of a united, sovereign Africa is already under construction. This is the Africa rarely shown, building its future, one brick at a time. This is Insight Africa, where every bag of cement is a step towards sovereignty.